Right then, what we're going to do now is we're going to actually do a very short, simple video about changing the direction and flow of the water. Now, I've deleted my bowl because I really want a better quality bowl right now for this little part. So I'm just going to very quickly add a mesh. And then I'm going to reshape a cylinder for this part. And basically what I want is a very wide bowl that's also quite squat and short. So let me have a look here. Increase my radius quite a bit. Decrease the depth. And then just from there I'm going to pop in. Scale it down there. Pop along here. And insert faces. Pull that down and then just make it a little bit shallower. I'm going to have to be careful that I don't make it too deep, but I just want it kind of like this so that it's very shallow but very wide for the next little part. Okay, now that I've got this, let's just double check that when I add a fluid and then make sure it is a effector, I'm just going to make sure that this still acts within the simulation. So it does, yeah, and it fills up very fast, which is what I want. Now, what I'm going to do from here is I'm actually going to head up to, let me make sure I can see everything. I'm now going to change the flow of the water. And basically what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to basically make the water shoot upwards first before it comes back down. In order to do that, I need to make sure that I have my sphere, my actual inflow selected. Click on initial velocity, and basically I want it to head upwards instead of straight downwards. Now, whatever I do here is going to be affected by gravity. So if I'm told it to move along the X instead, it's now shooting positive X. You can see it's hitting the lip of the bowl and curving upwards. Now, you can see though that even when it's set to that, gravity still takes hold. So if I want it to move up, I need to tell it to go upwards through the Z, but it's still going to be affected by gravity as well. And as you can see, it doesn't really make much of a difference because the gravity is kind of forcing it downwards no matter what. There we go. But if I increase the strength of it, then it'll start to basically fan outwards. Now the problem is, what's happening here is it's actually hitting the top of my domain. So if I pull this to 0, you'll actually see that you've got my domain here, and well, it's just basically hitting the top of the box. I'm just going to go Z, wireframe it, and then G, and then Z. I'm going to raise this up a tiny bit. Let's just make sure that things haven't kind of moved out of the box. Okay, there we go. Now hopefully this time I won't get that same problem. So it shoots upwards. In fact it is, but it's not as bad as it was. So I just know that I need to get back on my sphere and slowly decrease the actual velocity. I just don't want it hitting the top of the box basically. There we go. And now I've got a water fountain, as simple as that. And you know, it's just kind of pushing that water upwards and then it's rolling downwards. Now if you want different effects, you can obviously make it go from the side. If you wanted to say like a statue that had a water pourer face, you could put that on it, you know, and you could just kind of rotate this along the Y to get that effect of, you know, water flowing in a different direction. And effectively what we can do here is we can create some nice little effects by changing the water, effectively the velocity, but if you can imagine, it's like water pressure. The more you force it through a area, the faster it comes out. Rotate your actual objects and you're suddenly getting flowing water going all over the place. So that's just a little clever thing to know about water physics, that you can change the flow and you can use your effectors to change the positioning. Now I'm just going to turn my effector back straight, because in the next video we're going to start looking at ways that we can create more advanced scenes with water.